Welcome to today's video about the 13 strangest ways your body betrays you while you sleep. You know that exact moment? Just as you're drifting off, your body suddenly spasms like you've been kicked off a cliff, and just like that, bam, you're wide awake again. It feels like your body just rage quit on the whole idea of rest. Well, that bizarre little malfunction isn't just in your head. It has a name: the hypnic jerk. And it's one of the most common ways our sleep systems glitch out. Scientists believe it's your brain misinterpreting your relaxing muscles as a sign that you're actually falling. So, in a moment of pure panic, it blasts your limbs with emergency signals to catch yourself. It's your nervous system caught in a bizarre limbo between being awake and being asleep, completely unsure which reality it's in. Some researchers even think it's a primal twitch, a leftover from our evolutionary ancestors trying not to fall out of a tree. But one thing's for sure: stress, caffeine, or just being exhausted make it way more likely that you'll get jolted back to consciousness by your own body. But that's just the beginning. Then there's sleep paralysis, a truly next-level nightmare where your brain wakes up but forgets to hit the resume button on your body. You're fully conscious but completely frozen, like someone unplugged your controller in the middle of a game. This glitch happens during the transition out of REM sleep, when your body is naturally locked down to stop you from acting out your dreams. The problem is, when your mind wakes up first, you're left trapped inside your own motionless body. People often report a terrifying sense of dread, a crushing pressure on their chest, and even hallucinations. For centuries, this glitch has fueled folklore about demons, dark entities, and alien abductions. But in reality, it's just your brain's software booting up before the rest of the hardware has caught up. And here's the really twisted part: the more you worry about it happening again, the more likely it is to return. Ever feel like you've woken up a dozen times during the night, like your brain is stuck in a constant reboot loop? That's likely fragmented sleep, a glitch that hides in plain sight. You might technically be in bed for 8 hours, but your sleep is broken into tiny pieces, never allowing you to sink into the deep, restorative phases you actually need. It's like trying to charge your phone with a faulty cable. It connects, disconnects, connects again, but never really charges. The causes are endless: anxiety, noise, chronic pain, sleep apnea, even that glass of wine before bed. You might think you got enough rest, but your brain knows the truth. Over time, this glitch takes a serious toll. You become irritable, your memory gets foggy, and your immune system weakens. You're not just losing sleep, you're losing quality of life. Now let's talk about something that sounds like it's straight out of a horror movie: exploding head syndrome. No, your head doesn't actually explode, but in the moments just before you fall asleep, or right as you wake up, people with this glitch hear an incredibly loud noise, like a bomb, a gunshot, or a cymbal crash, detonating inside their own skull. It's sudden, terrifying, and completely silent to anyone else in the room. There's no physical pain, but the sheer shock can leave you shaken for hours. Researchers suspect it's a misfire in the brain's auditory neurons as it shuts down for the night. Essentially, your brain turns off the lights, but forgets to disarm the alarm system. And while it's harmless, the first time it happens, many people are convinced they're having a stroke. Imagine your body whispering goodnight, while your brain screams, "Surprise!" Then there's the opposite problem: hypersomnia, where your brain just refuses to get off the sleep train. People with this glitch can sleep for 10, 12, even 14 hours and still wake up feeling completely exhausted. It's not just being tired, it's like your brain is stuck in a permanent power save mode and won't fully boot up. It can be caused by neurological conditions, certain medications, or other sleep disorders. And it's not just at night. Sufferers often need naps throughout the day, but even those don't seem to help. It's like having a broken fuel gauge. No matter how much rest you put in, your brain still reads empty. The world might call it laziness, but for those who experience it, it's just broken. On the other side of the spectrum is sleep onset insomnia, where you're exhausted, but your brain decides to do a high-energy acrobatics routine the second your head hits the pillow. You lie there, eyes squeezed shut, but your thoughts are racing, and the more you try to force yourself to sleep, the more awake you become. This glitch is often caused by a hyperactive nervous system that simply doesn't know how to power down. Stress hormones like cortisol linger, keeping your body on high alert even when your mind is begging for rest. It quickly becomes a vicious cycle. You're anxious because you can't sleep, which makes it even harder to sleep, which makes you even more anxious. And before you know it, it's 3 a.m. and you're Googling how to fall asleep fast while silently weeping into your blanket burrito. And what about the classic nocturnal leg cramps? A delightful glitch where your leg muscles decide to seize up without any warning. You're drifting off peacefully, and suddenly you bolt upright, clutching your calf in agony, wondering if you're being punished by some ancient deity. These cramps are brutally intense and often caused by dehydration, nerve compression, or an electrolyte imbalance. But even after the pain subsides, the jolt to your system can keep you awake for hours. Some people experience them so frequently, they begin to dread going to bed. Imagine trying to relax when you know a Charlie horse could strike at any moment. It's like playing Russian roulette with your own muscles. Sleepwalking is the ultimate glitch, where your body goes on an adventure while your brain is still clocked out. You get out of bed, eyes open, but completely unaware of your actions. You might wander around, rearrange the furniture, or even leave the house entirely. This usually happens during the deepest stage of non-REM sleep, when your brain should be at its most restful, but instead, something misfires. Your motor system activates, but your consciousness remains dormant, and because your brain is still technically asleep, you have no memory of it the next day. Some sleepwalkers have cooked meals, written emails, or even driven cars. It's your body on autopilot, but with no pilot at the controls. Bruxism, or nighttime teeth grinding, is another one of those sneaky sleep bugs. You're completely unaware it's happening, but over time, it wears down your teeth, causes intense jaw pain, and can even lead to chronic headaches. Some people clench with enough force to fracture fillings or wake up with aching facial muscles. It's often fueled by stress, but because it's an unconscious habit, it can go undiagnosed for years. You are literally self-destructing in your sleep, and unless a partner tells you, you might never even know it's happening. Ever heard of sleep-related groaning? It's a real thing called cataphrenia, and it's every bit as strange as it sounds. People with this glitch produce long, moaning sounds as they exhale during sleep, like a spooky ghost is trapped inside their body. It's different from snoring because it happens during deep REM sleep and involves holding your breath before letting out a low, guttural moan. Most people have no idea they're doing it until a partner records them or, in extreme cases, moves to another room. It's not physically harmful, but it can be incredibly unsettling, especially when the sound is straight out of a horror film. You're sleeping peacefully, but your lungs are making haunted house noises. Speaking of breathing, sleep apnea is one of the most dangerous glitches on this list. This isn't just loud snoring. This is when your breathing literally stops, sometimes for 10 seconds or more, hundreds of times a night. Your brain senses the lack of oxygen and jolts you awake just enough to restart your breathing, but not enough for you to remember it. You might think you slept through the night, but your body spent hours gasping for air, never reaching true restorative rest. Over time, untreated sleep apnea leads to high blood pressure, heart disease, and severe cognitive decline. It's not just a glitch, it's a slow, silent breakdown of your entire system. And finally, there's restless leg syndrome, a truly bizarre neurological glitch where your legs feel itchy, twitchy, or downright possessed the moment you try to relax. It's like your body has decided that stillness is the ultimate enemy. People describe it as an electric, crawling sensation under the skin, an overwhelming compulsion to move that only goes away when you get up and walk around. But here's the cruel twist. The more tired you are, the worse it gets. It turns bedtime into a battle against your own nervous system. The glitch seems to be rooted deep within the brain's dopamine pathways, but the result is brutally simple. True rest is always just out of reach. Sleep is supposed to be effortless, but as you can see, it can go wrong in 1,000 different ways. It's a delicate dance between your brain, your body, and your environment. And when just one of those elements falls out of sync, the whole system can spiral into chaos.
So, which of these sleep glitches have you experienced? Or maybe you have one that's even weirder than what we've listed here. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what your body gets up to when the lights go out. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the strangest corners of the human body and mind.